You know, streaming consciousness, you can never sell yourself short. Make sure everything's smooth and aligned, you know? Yeah. Too much.
Man, how's it going, folks? Welcome back, man. Welcome back. It's been a little minute, hasn't it? It's been a few months. Yeah, it's been a few months. Well, like I said, welcome back. I got some really great stuff to show you. I got a lot done, a lot accomplished in the meantime. And I'm happy to be able to show you guys what I got cooking, all right? Now, I'm going to be showing you guys Kjer today. Kjer, it's a lot like Hackpack, except it has so much more installed on it. It does way more than Hackpack does. It has way more than Hackpack does. And I feel like it's going to make a lot bigger impact, especially because of its availability. And by that, I mean Kjer is going to be available on the big three of the operation system. So Linux, Linux isn't an operation system per se, but it'll be available on Linux systems. It'll be available on Mac and Windows. Okay, so the backend has a code in there for all of that. It'll be able to produce the same outcomes for multiple different operation systems. All right. Now, let me go ahead and show you guys what it looks like. We're going to go ahead and open it up because I already have the GUI running. There is a command line interface, but the command line interface looks literally just like Hackpack. So it's not much of a difference there, right? So I wanted to make sure you guys could see the GUI because the GUI is, well, it's just a little bit cooler, isn't it? I made it. I designed this, right? Isn't that cool? And it's pretty simple. It's you'll be able to see everything that's happening. You'll be able to see what the tools are doing. You'll be able to see what tools make the most sense for being able to secure your system. Okay, that's what Kjer is. It's a security suite. It's a dependency handler. It's a tool installer, and it's also it's a security suite, right? This could be very valuable for just about anybody with a computer. I'm working on a mobile version as well. I'll probably make a different version for that altogether. I'm not really sure which direction I'm going to go with that just yet, but I'm going to work on a mobile version as well. But as of right now, I feel like this is going to be powerful enough, especially for larger organizations. We also have the network feature. I made sure I added that in. That was actually just added in not too long ago. And I'm gonna get into all this. I'm gonna show you exactly what it does, what it's doing right now. Because I actually started recording in the middle of a scan, so you guys will see what was going on. But just so you guys know, when you first install Kjer, when you run it, you're gonna need to have a license for it. Like it's not just gonna let you in and open it like I just did. It's only letting me do this because I have a dev key that I created for myself. So, and it's registered to my device as well. So it knows, all right, this is actually him. Like, go ahead in here. And I'm actually able to work on it this way too. So, as the new versions come out over time, you'll be able to just go up here and click updates. And you'll see that there's a new update available. You click yes or no if you want it. It'll update. So you'll get all the updates that come out, right? All of the updates that come out, all the improvements, everything that comes out, you're going to get them live as long as you have an internet connection because all that is installed in the backend. It's just a bunch of automation, essentially. A bunch of automation. It's my attempt at automating cybersecurity, right? So what it does is, first, once you initialize your system, the very first thing you need to do when you install it and you put your, license key in and get it activated, is, click initialize, right? And it'll initialize itself to your system. So it'll say, okay, I know exactly what's going on everywhere in this device, on this network. I need to know, this, and this, and it'll actually use whatever tools. Or it'll actually look at your system and give you a determination of what tools you might need to secure your network if there is any actual threats on it. or all the potential threats that may come with having a specific OS or specific software in there, apps that you've installed from other places or apps that you've created even, right? As a developer, you kind of think like that now, like because you start to see how many people actually make their own apps all the time, and it's interesting. But anyways, yeah, once you initialize it, Kjer will know what system it's on. It'll be like, okay, so this is your operation system. This is this is that. This is that. Blah blah blah. It'll have your IP. It'll read your system. It'll get acquainted and basically be like, okay, we're friends now. All right. And then after it's initialized, that's when you're gonna want to go to the toolbox, because you're not really gonna be able to run a scan or defense or anything until you have tools to actually do that, right? So after you initialize, you're gonna go to the toolbox. Just click this tools here, and then it'll take you to the toolbox page, and it should say all. It should start you off on the all page, but I've been screwing with mine, so mine's a little different. But altogether, it'll show you all the different tools that are available to be installed on your system, or it's showing me majority of them. And then on the install page, this lets me know which ones I already have installed, right? So some of these I had installed before I even finished making Kjer, but most of these I actually had installed by Kjer. So, I just to verify that it works, I test my software on my own system very frequently. I trust my work. So I've done that, and then I had these tools installed via Kjer, and its initialization already knew that I was using a Linux system, so it installed these. I believe I did top 20, and 6 of them I chose not to install, like I unselected them, because I also knew I already had them installed. So I guess it just didn't register the other 4, or there might have been an issue that I was having while I was developing it that I didn't go back and fix and then reinstall. I just kind of installed there, and that was the only time I installed. But anyways, yeah. So I potentially could get more tools now because I made those updates to the system. I could redo that. Go back and try to install those tools again. Hit the top 20. Hit the install. But I don't really need to because my system's pretty secure. I run scans and I use Kjer frequently, like very frequently, especially because I'm testing it. So, that's the toolbox, right? And like I said, since it'll be initialized to your device, it'll understand, the top 5, top 20. It not only has OS detection, like I said, it also it detects your storage, it detects your RAM and all that good stuff, just so it has a good idea of what tools make the most sense for you to install, so it can give you a top 5 tools to install for your system, or a top 20 tools to install for your system, right? And that's the purpose of that. So it basically, I'm trying to automate all of it. I'm trying to put your cybersecurity on a silver platter for you. Okay. Now, once all that is done, once you have the tools installed, that's when you're gonna go back here and you're gonna hit run, and it's gonna do 2 things. It's gonna run a scan on your entire system and your network for any vulnerabilities. It's going to use whatever tools we've had installed that were made to scan your network, and use all of them and check everything and make sure you're good to go. Okay. And all of that is automated in there based on, like I said, your operation system, your storage, your RAM, and all that good stuff, just so we don't flood your system out, have you crashing and high latency and such. But right now we are still in the... Okay, so we're still in the scan portion too. Like I said, we hopped in the middle of a run. I clicked run, and now it's running. So that was a little while ago. These scans take a while, so I'm just gonna explain some of the output that we see right here, and then I'll just skip over it. Majority of it, just so you guys don't have to sit here and wait with me. But just so you can see, when I first click run, the very first thing that happens is Kjer security scan. Right, it lets you know that's what's taking place. it reads the it reads itself like your host system, finds out what your host system is, of course, and then engages however many tools it needs to engage to secure your system or find out, what's going on for the scan, right? So first stage is the network analysis. As you can see, it uses Wireshark and Suricata. Suricata failed, but it uses a lot of different other tools over time as well to do different things, and then it just puts all the output there. Anything that your cybersecurity expert will be doing or should be doing is all automated, and you can watch it happening right here live as it goes. Okay. Now, as you can see, it'll label out the tool that's working, the name of it. It lets you know exactly what it did. All available profiles set to enforce mode, service reloaded. That's what AppArmor did, and then it moved on to the file integrity section of the scan. Now, after this scanning, once the scanning's done, it's gonna say scanning complete or whatever it may be. You'll get a little notification over here. That's probably gonna happen pretty soon. We're in phase 5 now. I can't really remember how many. I believe it's 7 phases for scan and defense, and defense is what takes place after the 7th phase of the scan. Now, the defense is what takes place to basically just mitigate all the threats and all the vulnerabilities that were there. It does all that for you. It finds out what's going on. It lets you know what's going on. Right? Boom, boom, boom. Here's the threats from that were detected from the scan overall. See, scan complete. So we are in the defense version now, or the defense section. Kjer Smart Defense. Boom. So that's where that activated. Now we're in the defense part, and now it's running the actual defense of your network, your device. Based on the tools that you have installed in your toolbox already. Okay. So, and you can look at the menu here as well to look at the dashboard to find out all these different things about your system, to find out, what you're using, what you're not using, just to make sure you're not like flushing yourself. Okay. But, let me explain the monitor button. So the monitor button, I added the monitor button in there so that once you click the monitor button, you'll be able to actually just continuously monitor your system. Right now, we're running a scan and defense. It's a one-time run, and you have to do a one-time run before you click monitor. Now, I could click monitor now, and it'll just monitor as it completes the defense, which is the section we're in now. But once it completes the defense, if the monitor is not selected, it's not going to start until you click it. Once you click it, it'll start. And it basically, like I said, just continues to run the tools and scans your system for any threats and, cleans it up if it needs to, runs another defense on that smaller scale based on what it's actually discovering, just to mitigate threats in action in that time while you're there, right? Now, of course, if you turn it off while you're gone, you won't necessarily need these things running because your device will be off. But, when it is on, you can turn that on and then not really have to worry about it. Just pay attention to it. It'll pop up notifications and let you know, if there's a threat. It'll let you know what it's doing to defend against the threat. It'll let you know if it works or if it doesn't, and if you need to do anything. All of that will be in the output. Okay? And you can always check the status and logs as well to find out what the tools have been doing, how long the monitor's been running, all that good stuff. That comes up in the status and logs section. And as you can see here, it has every little move that you make. Like, it even has the fact that we just switched to this page, right? So that's going to be continuously running as well. Now, back to the dashboard. Once you run a complete scan and defense, once all that is completed, all you do is click the report button, and it'll actually give you option to print out the report. Now, I'm going to wait until this is finished for me to show you that. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and pause the video, and then I'll hop back on once all of that is done, and I can show you guys the output and get all that good stuff. All right. See you in a minute. Okay, and we're back. So I wanted to make sure you guys got an opportunity to see the scan output, the defense output, All that is right here. This is from the scan, and then you can see where the defense started. It looked over the results from the scan, and then it started to run a bunch of defense apps to make sure it mitigates that threat, and mulls over that vulnerability as well. So we're not going to look specifically over this output. We're going to go ahead and print out a report, because the report is going to have a little bit more human readable information, and then of course you don't have to try to keep up with it. It's just printed out plain text, and it can go straight to your documents folder. Generate and save. Report saved. Now let's check it out. Documents. Boom. Let me throw my password in there. And boom, here you have a full report written in plain text. Just letting you know exactly what it found when it did the scan, and then of course how it fixed it, what tools it used, what tools it used to scan, and what tools it used in defense. It tells you exactly what it did. It tells you what the threat is. It tells you, why it's a threat, and of course how it got fixed. Now, I haven't run the monitor yet. I'm going to run the monitor in a second so you can see how the monitor works. It's literally just the same thing, but it just does it every 5 minutes to, check and see if there's anything new, any changes to your network, to your system that may potentially be a threat or a vulnerability. So let's go ahead and check out that real quick. Let's check that monitor out. It's completed this defense and scan, so now we can run the monitors. All we got to do is click it, monitor active, and now as you see, polling every 5 minutes, silence unless treats change, auto defend on new threat. So it's not going to say anything unless there is actually an active threat or a change or vulnerability that pops up while you have the monitor running. Okay. Now, while it's doing all that, this is a really cool feature too. I added the network page. The network page is where you can actually view, add, scan, and defend other devices on your network. Okay, so I'm not going to actually scan my network because it's going to reveal to you all my IPs, and I don't want to give you all my IPs. Duh. So, I'll leave that up to either your curiosity or you actually, grabbing Kjer or seeing how it works for yourself. But it gives you a lot of information as far as, what devices are on your network, the name of the device. You can usually find out what it is through that way. It tells the OS and everything. So right now, you have different tiered licenses. Like I said, you have to get a license key to actually activate Kjer and use it. There's different license tiers, and the license tiers are split in the amount of devices you can act on, or connect to the network, or how many profiles you can create, how many profiles you can use, and all that good stuff. That's the network page. You can add in devices that are already on the network. You can scan and defend them as well, the same way you can do your system, your host system. The profiles are basically like it comes with a few a few default ones. Like, since I have Linux, it read that I have Linux. It gave me Linux basic defense, just a few tools that, for the basic defense. Then it has Linux standard security. It's just different levels that are preset based on, what OS you're using and all that good stuff. So you don't have to do a bunch of research and stuff. It'll tell you everything you need there. And then in Toolbox, of course, you can be able to go and read more about the tool specifically as well too. So just so you have a breakdown of what it does and how it can help your system, all that'll be in there. Like I said, the tier system, it just limits how many profiles you can create. It limits how many devices you can connect and things like that. I believe there's 4 different tiers. The first tier is personal, so just 1 to 2 devices. I'm thinking about making it 3 devices. Then you have the home, which is 5, 7 devices. Then you have enterprise, which is like 25 devices. That's the one I have right now. As you can see, I got enterprise tier. And then there's industrial tier, which is 100 to 125, I believe. I haven't really decided if I'm going to do 125 or just 100. Probably just 100. And the license are for a year. So they last a year. You'll be able to use it on those devices for a year. At the end of the year, you'll have to, get another license. Here's the status page again. The status page, it literally just tracks every single little thing you do, so you know what happened while you were on there. And it also has just output about, you know, what you've seen in the monitor as well, so to let you know what's been going on in the monitor. Nothing too crazy here. You can export it, you can download it, so you can have record of it. You go to the settings. You can check for updates here. Just like on this page here, or just like on this little button here, you can just click that button and it'll scan for updates like I explained earlier. You got the dark mode button. You can turn notifications on and off. You can enable auto refresh. All that good stuff in here. You got more information about your OS. This is all the information that you get from initializing. It'll actually read into your system, find out what's in there, so it can, you know, populate with the tools and things. Okay, so that's Kjer. It's gonna get bigger. I'm gonna add more to it over time. This is just the first version. Right now, this says version 1.1 because I'm working on it. But version 1.0 will be available pretty soon. I'll be getting the licenses put up in the Shopify store. I'll be leaving notification for everybody so everybody knows when it's released. Right now it is not released, but now you know what it does. Now you know what I've been working on. There's a lot more coming as well. So stay tapped in, stay tuned in. You know, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if there's anything you need made or anybody you know needs made, because these are the types of things I'm coming with. Simple. You know, making sure that every little issue gets solved. And like I said, over time, it'll just get better. So thanks again for watching. Thank you for your patience. And I'm sorry that all of this took so long. But, you know, here we are now. Hope you guys have a beautiful week.
You know, streaming consciousness, you can never sell yourself short. Make sure everything's smooth and aligned, you know? Yeah.